I wonder if that is going to solve the problem of this complexity of the tripod of generation, distribution, and transmission. Will that solve it significantly? What form will it take? Will the subnationals now begin to look completely away from this problematic privatization to other sources of investment in the power sector? Okay, remember I said you need to use an integrated approach, because otherwise you have haphazard projects all over. Now, I'm of a different view from Professor Oke. First, I think that it's not a bad idea, but one, the devil is in the detail. Two, I think that you may just be repeating the same problem in 36 states. If the states do not understand why we are where we are, and I do not think it's centralization alone, because most countries that are making progress are centralized too. What I think the state should be doing, it should be looking at the last mile. No one complains about generation. Everyone complains about either transmission or distribution. No one complains about generation, because once you have, that's why we even have stranded power, like I stated. I think the state should be looking at the last mile. My apologies. Distribution? How do we have, my sincere apologies, how do we have stranded power? Okay, we have stranded power because you have generation plants ready to get power evacuated, but the transmission system or the distribution network cannot move. What happens when power is stranded? I know that it can be stored. Yes, when it's stranded, it only means you're not even going to run that plant. You have that plant being able to... So you can't even produce. You can't even produce. Okay. So you've got generation that is supposed to be available, but because either you can't evacuate on the along the transmission network, whether it's a grid collapse, whether we just don't have sufficient capacity. Pardon